Hello, hello. I'm actually trying to I think I can. Okay, the ratio is not exactly that, but I think it's fine. I don't think you will be able to read the text though. Oh yes, yes you can. Nice. In HD you can. Alright. Hello everyone. Yeah, I think that I would like to put it on YouTube as well. Why not? I will just rename it to PlaneShift meets the dev, and that's it. No? Why not? Why not? So you can also hear my voice. I don't know if you like my voice, but you can hear it anyway. I'm just trying to match the window with the thingy and meet the devs. OOC event. What day is it? 28 October. I don't know, maybe we will do it in the future as well, you know? We will do something like this in the future as well. Okay, we should start the meeting, by the way. Hello everyone. You can see my inventory, yeah. I don't know what is that actually. It's just a random collection of stuff when I do tests. There's nothing special. Okay, for the one on YouTube, so what I'm streaming the Meets the Dev event, Meets the Developer event, which is an event that we have since many years, and is actually hosted, let's say, in-game. Obviously we are speaking of the old client and not the new client, so not the one in our real engine, but the one made with the Crystal Space. And yes, there is a small, say, courtyard we call it, but it's a small guild house that we use also for this kind of events. And here on the stage, let's say, which is actually made of small tables, a collection of small tables, is the some of the developers, and here are some of the players that are joining the meeting to ask questions or just to, let's say, participate and listen to what we say. Someone wants to see my skills, but this character is completely dummy, so I don't use any of this, you know. I use it only for testing, so this character doesn't exist actually, so it's not a character in game. Okay, so yeah, if you have a question you can go at the front. To the stage in front of us and just speak. And if you want to, yeah, in the future maybe we will have the ability to speak. Well, for sure I think we will have the ability to speak in game as well, so at the moment you cannot, but in the future I think you will be able to. l'ho riwanda. The question is about our crafting system, and in particular on some of the crafting capabilities of swords, and the fact that probably it's possible to craft only some pieces and not all the pieces, like the handle seems to be missing. Okay, because Book of Blades is used by all the blades. Yeah. I think it's used for all the blades, so putting it, so you would like to have it a duplication, basically, to duplicate the same pattern also in the other book. Is your request only to avoid switching the mine slot? I think the request is only to, let's say, make it more practical and avoid switching the mine slot, which is actually this one at the top. So for example, in my mine slot, what I have knots of an axe maker, which is exactly this book, which is giving you, information about how to craft specific items, and there are actually quite a bunch of pages on this. Holy shit! There are 65 pages on this book. So what they are discussing is about a book like this, which allows you to craft items, and you put it in your mine slot, which is this one, and then you are able to craft. Now this is available also in Unreal Engine at the moment, because we can craft. We can use the mine slot, and we can craft items. So this has been ported already. I mean, if you are in the meeting and you are listening to me, this will be a bit confusing to you, because I'm trying to, explain by voice something also to the people that will see this video later on, so, and maybe they will not know what is a meet the dev event or something like that. Okay, so the question is just to simplify crafting. So basically the idea that we would like to do in Unreal Engine is to avoid having crafting just a very mechanical thing, but to have some interaction from the player on the creation of the item. So something that uses the skill of your character to simplify a kind of a puzzle, but also use a bit of your skill as a player to do it properly. So the idea is, for example, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but if you're watching the stream, to have, for example, for clothing, something like how to say, like a path? No, like a pattern, like something like this, where you have to move your mouse inside of it without touching the borders, right? So you have to try to move your mouse and quickly maybe, and without touching the borders. And like here and here I touched it, and so the result of the crafting will be like 100% pristine minus 2 errors, okay, something like that. And as long as when you increasing levels, when you're increasing rank, and so your ability becomes better, for those items that are lower level, maybe you will get something like this, And so to do it, you will just have to cross the line, because it will be across the page. It will be so easy for you because your character is so high skilled that you will just be able to do it in one shot. It will be very hard to miss, you know. Will be very hard to miss. So there is the idea. Of your skill, but also your char skill will count. It will make the puzzle easier if your skill is higher. If your character skill. So yeah, because this will make it a bit more interactive, and also I think will make it a bit more meaningful and fun, while now crafting is very repetitive, so it's basically just waiting in front of the crafting table or whatever, and just waiting there. Okay, someone doesn't like it. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know if you remember the game. There is a game where you have to slice fruits that are falling through the screen, right? So there are like fruits that you have to slice that are going through the screen, and you just have to slice them enough, you know, like tuck. So something like this could be also done, you know, and it would be kind of a mini game. So you slash through the screen. And if you know you have a very high skill in a simple item, then that item will be like one single block in the middle of the screen. It will be very easy for you to just slice it, and when you do it, the item will be completed. You know, so this is what I'm thinking. So that for all the very trivial items that in theory your character probably will not craft anymore. It would be super easy or very easy, and the complexity is really to decide the threshold, you know, because we have a range of a few hundreds points, you know, 400 points, 200 points in ranks, and 400 points in stats, and trying to match this range would not be very easy. But yeah. Can you see the YouTube? I mean, I don't know if these people... Okay, anyway, I think the people in game will not see the YouTube. Probably they will not. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the idea is really to have it less yeah, the idea is to do it to make it in a way so that you do something while you're crafting, not just standing still in front of a table. Right? If you can watch youtube.com/PlaneShift official/live. I can give you some examples. So sorry, because I just realized that I was giving some example, but you were not able to see my screen, so so that was not very good. Yeah. So I mean, if you are watching now, or you can watch it later, or you can just watch it later, or you can watch it later at let's say 20 minutes in. So let me just re-explain, because sorry, I didn't have the screen switched, so you couldn't see the screen. So the idea is, for example, let's take yes, the tailor or the sewing, whatever. So if you have to make a dress or a cloth or something, so for example, you will have a pattern like this, okay, which is the one that I was drawing before, but unfortunately it was not on screen. And with your mouse, what you will have to do, you will have to go through this. Maybe there will be a timer on top, something like that. So you will need like to do it in I don't know, 6 seconds. 6 seconds timer. I mean, they will be super easy, obviously in 6 seconds, but it could be the idea. So you start here and you just go something like that, okay. And this could be kind of an easy one, but maybe there will be other ones which would be more complex, because as hard as you go up in complexity for certain items, maybe it would be something like this, right? And if it starts to be something like this, going through with your mouse would be not so easy without touching the borders. So for example, here I touched one border, and so this would be considered one mistake. And so maybe the quality of your or the cloth that you made in that case will be, I don't know, 90%, because you have one mistake out of 10 or something like that, right? So there is an example. Another example could be that for I don't know, for cooking, where let's say for cooking, maybe you have a pot. So let's say that you have. I'm sorry for the people that are not watching YouTube. They were just saying, what is going on? No one is speaking. So you have a pot, and in this pot you have pieces of meat which are bubbling up, you know, at a certain speed. And so what you have to do with maybe with a spoon. So let's assume that this is my spoon. Okay, this is my spoon. So all you have to do with the spoon will be to like click on the bubbles as they bubble up, as they appear, you know, and then, you know, new bubbles will appear, and you will have, I don't know, 10 seconds to do this. And so if you catch all the bubbles, it will be 100% quality. If you don't catch some, it will be the same idea of some mistakes. And and then, yeah, if you have a very, very high skill, let's say that you have very high skill and the potion is very easy for you, the cooking is very easy for you, then maybe in that case you will have, let's say, one pot and maybe, I don't know, one single bubble coming up, you know, very, very slow, and boom, you just click on it and it's done, you know, and you finish the job. Or maybe some jobs we can even do automatic if it's too easy, but let's say some people may yeah, I'm not in the art department now. But I find paint very easy, so I like it. Okay, so, and I'm painting with my mouse, so. But this is the idea, and there can be multiple ones, you know, so there can be again, the one that you slice the fruits that are coming down, or whatever, any kind of skills. For lock picking, I mean, for lock picking, there can be something like, you know, a different height of things that you have to move. You know, you have to move up or down to align them in a certain time. Maybe when you move one, the others are moving as well. So it's not perfectly, I mean, it's not so easy, you know, so it's a bit of a game to find which one is moving which other, and you have like to move them all down until they are like all in the same line, you know, and maybe you unlock the lock, something like that. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so enough. So okay, you can watch it later if you didn't now, and it's fine. So we're back in the courtyard. No, there is not a connection. There is not a connection between PS and YouTube yet. No, but I don't think we will make it. Mini crafting games, yes. I don't know. I think we can make some examples. I mean, the point is if they will become even more grindy, you know. So the point. So yeah, if they become annoying, so it's something that you don't want to do, that is annoying to do, then will be a problem because you will not be willing to craft. But I think if they are simple games and they change a bit, so if you have enough variety, I think if you have enough variety, I think it would be okay. So if it's not always the same game, you know, it's slightly different games. Very simple, like just moving the mouse and some you know, precision skill or speed skill, something very simple like that. I think it would be okay, yeah. So okay, are there any other question? Otherwise, I will update you on Unreal Engine. So we'll give you some updates on what is going on and what we are doing on Unreal Engine these days. By the way, if you want to see the the Crystal Space engine was not too bad. So like we have a bit of bump mapping going on. We have a bit of effects. We have like this thing. You see the light on here at the bottom. The light on the table, which is generated by this staff. So I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, there is something going on, you know, in the lighting department here. But for sure Unreal Engine will, like our shadows at the moment are basically not existent, so in my case they are just a small circle below the characters, and I think in the future it will be much better. Okay, someone is asking a question. I wonder about being able to open a group bank account outside of a guild banking. I understand. So we could do it in two ways. So or we allow people to be part of 2 or more guilds, and you create like a guild for the tavern itself, and then you put the money there. So this will probably be the easiest from the development point of view, in the sense that will be probably easier to code. The other way will be to create a separate function. But I don't know about being part of 2 guilds, because then people will start to be part of every possible guild. I think the sense of ownership, sense of belonging, you know, is probably a good thing to inspire in players. I think it's a value for role play, the fact that you belong to one guild, you know, so that you are yeah, you are loyal and faithful, and yeah, you are loyal to that guild, and you work for that guild, you go up in ranks in that guild, and you've been in that guild for 2 or 3 years or something. So I I think it makes sense. At the same time, why not having the ability to join multiple guilds? But okay, yeah. Well, Jet is suggesting to have different types of associations or affiliations. Like you can have a membership to a guild, and also a second membership to like an organization, like I don't know, the artist organization or something like this, right? So it could make sense. Could make sense. Which is a bit similar to the one that you have for jobs. Like I think also today you have already through Quest the ability to join or to be part of a specific organization through jobs. So I think it could be a good idea. Could be a good idea. It can be a good idea. Yeah, it's like the job association but created by players, you know. So like the blacksmith association or the merchants association and such, but created by players. No, not predefined by the game, but created created dynamically. The problem is deciding what is the difference. Yeah, so what is the difference between your guild? So if the guild is called the Brave Hunters, you know, so is that a guild or is an association of a job or is just a random thingy? I mean, it's not very easy for me to create a categorization. So at that point, we'll be completely open, you know. So like so let's say I create hunters, then organization, then I want a guild house. For it, so it becomes a guild. So I don't know. I think it's not easy to. So someone else is asking about storage NPC in the winch. Yeah, factions as well. What about that? So there are no storage NPCs. So there are. What is it? What is the name of this guy? Dorbane. Okay, so probably today there is no one with storage, and then it got removed. I mean, adding one storage NPC is one click, so yeah, I mean it's very easy to do. So I think that game masters and settings. So you should decide which one you want, and then I can just yeah. So storage is basically the capability that allows you to store item in an NPC, like in a virtual box, virtual chest, and then from that virtual chest you are able to take the items in any other storage location. So I think we can do it. It's very easy. So I think yes, in the range. As you can see in the old PlaneShift, people cannot really sit. I mean, they can sit, but they are basically laying on the ground. So there is no way to sit on a chair properly, you know, so like with your legs at 90 degrees. That's pretty bad, but it's just because we didn't have the possibility to detect. So we didn't have sockets at the different benches, and so we couldn't detect the position where you could sit. But in the new one, for sure, we will do it. We really need to be able to sit properly for role-playing purposes, so we need that. I mean, is that dwarf completely gone, or is just... I don't know. Dwarf, by the way. Dwarf. Yeah, my pronunciation sometimes is just shit. Okay. Any other questions? The dwarf is still there, but I don't remember the name at the moment. Okay. I can search it in the web console. Okay, so if there are any questions, I will give a bit of an update on Unreal. So let's say, okay, I will give you an update on the new engine porting, which is Unreal Engine. We are working on it since well, a few years now, but we are working on it actively again since I think it was like March or April this year. Did very good progress on it. So we did a very good progress on it. The last so what I'm working on at the moment is the player-to-player exchange, so the ability to trade items with other players. You can already trade with NPC. And this is one important feature. Yeah, this feature is pretty important. For let's say for the game economy, you know, because people can trade with others, they can exchange items. Yeah, so just as a recap, as of today, you can already. So I'm typing and speaking, so it sounds a bit weird, but as a recap, as of today, you can already, let's say, do quests. You can cast spells. You can research spells. You can chat with others. You can, what you can do? You can equip weapons and armor. You can sell and buy to NPCs. You can, I think storage and banking we completed, right? I remember banking, I'm not sure about storage. You can use storage and banking at NPCs. What else you can do? You can fight with limitation. You can fight with limitations, and what else you can do? NPC can move around the map, and yes, and speak with you and interact. interact with you. You can level up. No, you cannot yet. You cannot. Well, you can gain experience. You can gain experience, but let's say progression is not fully completed. But progression is not fully completed. Yes. Then what else? Well, the big part that is missing is the art side. So for graphics, Zwei is working on the characters and actually imported slash fixed quite a number this weekend. At the moment we have only either plaza map and one monster imported, one monster loaded. The others will follow. Okay, this is very much a summary of what we have, you know, in terms of capabilities. So we can. So you can already call it. You can also craft. You can also craft. Is ported. Crafting is ported. You can craft exactly like you craft in game. So I would say that is quite a bit. I mean, it's not all, but is a pretty significant amount of stuff. So we miss a lot of the admin function, the GM functions, the ability to like place item in the game, create events. I mean, some of that. You miss the guilds, like the guilds. Guilds are missing. Alliances as well are missing. And most commands for GM to place items, create events are missing. I mean, it's still so much. Like locks are missing. Locks are missing. What else? Guild houses are missing. And on this one we should really think how to do it in Unreal. Yeah, the problem of guild houses is that in PlaneShift we have a very good system which is allowing us to create layers of how to say, let's say to create instances, okay, so to create instanced location, so instance guild houses, for example. So you have the same guild house which is reused 10 times, which can contain different items. This is a very smart way to do it because it's everywhere in our code. Unfortunately, Unreal Engine is not capable of doing so, and so what we will have to do, we will have to think how to really do such instances without, let's say, completely crashing the memory of the server. So Damal, if you are listening to the stream, I just explained it. If you were not, I might still want to explain by text. But let's say, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit hard to explain, but it's really working differently. It's really working differently in Unreal, so pretty tough. Yeah, maybe be nice to start playing in a Unreal Engine client. Yeah, I think we will. Maybe we will open it up. You know, so I had the idea to open it. I had the idea to make many releases of Unreal Engine as I was developing it. But it costs too much time to do a release. Yeah, the problem is that it costs too much time to do a release, and so the idea is to just do it when we are at a very good stage. Otherwise, it will new server, have the machines for it, maintain it, create the updater program, and blah blah blah. So it's a lot of work, really. It's a lot of work to actually maintain a different release at the same time. So we should do it only when we are at a very good stage. Yeah, so I prefer to spend time to progress on the Unreal Engine port than just spend time, you know, in maintaining a server and having players connect, maybe having issues and things like that. So at the beginning I wanted to do it, and then I realized it would have been too much work. So I don't know when we're gonna do it, but at the moment it's kind of working okay. So I connect, as you've seen, from the other stream every time. So. Also, for example, in the chat we don't have yet all the capabilities, so like the filtering, the channels and all of that, so it needs a bit of polish. So yeah, that's the point, but maybe it will be soon, I don't know, depends. Let's say that at the minimum we need to have all characters and all monsters in. So I think that the moment where we really open it up, you know, for testing, we want to have all characters, all monsters, so that we can reuse basically the same database, and everyone will look like is looking in PlaneShift, in the current PlaneShift. So maybe enhanced, because maybe we'll have better traits or better, you know, better graphics somehow, but yeah. Maybe not all the maps. I mean, all the maps is not required, so it can be a subset of the maps for now. But at least your characters, I think you should have it. So that you could, you know, keep your items. But for example, the dwarf that you see down there, which I don't know who is it, it's Gonger. Okay, so this guy, I mean, we can basically, you know, already keep all these items on him, I think. So that would be kind of easy. So some characters will already look similar, but not all of them. Some characters we really don't have yet ported, so that's it. Okay, I think that's all. If there is nothing else on my side at the moment, nothing else on my side for your report. So if there are no more questions, I think we can wrap up and close the meeting. Yeah, Charles, you mean graphics or database? I think she means skills, items, and everything else. Waiting the answer. I'm waiting the answer, my friend. Rwanda is typing a very, very, very long message. No. I don't know what she meant. Anyway, if is skills, yeah, she means the existent character, I think. So if it's your char with skills, items, blah blah blah, yes, it can. We plan to use the same data. So your character will be the same. Yeah, it will be the same, like, yeah, the same skills, the same items, the same inventory, the same thing, exactly the same. Will be identical. Well, will not be identical maybe visually, but with stencil shadows. Stencil shadows means with realistic shadow. Why is the topic must never be raised? I mean, it's okay. Yes, we will port the characters. I think I have no problem. I mean, the players that are playing today, they played for a long time. I think they can keep their characters. Still, I think that maybe some of them would like to create a new character from scratch and just experience the game again. So yeah, I think I should create a new one and maybe redo it from scratch. But I think that we will, I mean, before really releasing, releasing the new Unreal Engine version, I think we will really polish way more the quest, the progression, the start, the character creation. I mean, I want to do so many changes. I mean, to make it more modern, to make it more up to date, not just the graphics, but really the gameplay, the concepts, and I mean everything. Will depend on time, if I have the time or not. No idea. No, we will copy it, demo. We will. It will be kind of a snapshot, so we will decide at a certain point, we just copy it, and we put it there, and then we can refresh it during the test sometimes. Then we can refresh it for tests. Then at a certain point, the old one will be closed, and you will be only on the new server, but it's still a lot of time before we go there. So unless there will be like 0 players left, which I hope will never happen, but in case there will be like 0 players left on the current server, maybe we just open up the new one. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. There is some people that are continuously playing, just maybe a bit, I mean not very often, but there is a group of people that are still like to connect and chat with other fellow players and so. For HTTPS, I think we are fine now. You can try again, but I think is yeah, remember we had some, we had at least one of the servers, I think is the forum server, which is not, I think it was the firm server, I think it was the forum server breaking it, as it was reading HTTP, so non-secure data from it. So yeah, I think in the home page there was like, there is still let's say summary of the forum posts, and that one was read from the HTTP server, which is the forum, and so that's why I was breaking it. So I think it's still breaking it. No, it's not fixed. Is managed by him, so it's managed by him, and at the moment I didn't get he said he had issue with that. I don't remember. I can go back and check my emails, but he basically didn't do it. I pinged him multiple times on this, but at the end he didn't do it. I can ping him again, but and the last time I spoke with him was in July. Last time we spoke was in July. Yeah, and his answer was basically that there was no support from them. I will send him I send him a message now, but yeah, I sent him a message now asking for updates. Let's see if he can do something or not. Yeah, it's a pity that it's not HTTPS anyway. We could remove the link to the forums actually, but I don't know. Okay, I think we are a bit over time. No, we are just in time, so yeah. So, any last question, comment? Or we close the meeting. We can close the meeting. Okay, Gonger is a comment. Go, man. I think I like streaming the meets that they have anyway. I think it's nice. Anyway, more videos we have on YouTube, the better, no? I think. Why not? The more videos we have, the better. Maybe I can call it Meet the Developers, because Meet the Devs is not really my bad. What is this guy saying? I have the impression player numbers are slowly going up a bit again. Maybe the worst is behind us. Yeah, I think it's from the stream. Yeah, I think we get some advertising from the streams, and I mean the fact, yes, there will be more streams for sure. Yeah, so I mean the streams are not very exciting for everyone, so and it's just a way to keep the people connected. But I mean, are very long streams, like 2-3 hours, sometimes even 4 or 5 hours. So it's not really easy. Developers. Okay. Didn't even check if there was someone speaking in YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry. There was someone speaking on Twitch, and I completely missed it. I don't know if this guy is still there, but I'm sorry. I completely missed your comment because I was not really reading the chat in Twitch. But yes, I'm playing a game. The game is called PlaneShift, like when you shift between planes. And the website is planeshift.it. But I completely missed your comment, so your comment may have been of, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. I have no idea. It's probably so old. But if you're still there, send me a message. I can read it. Okay. Yes, there are too many windows open. Fly spray. Well, you can use it. No problem. I don't have a new one. I don't have a new one ready, so I'll just use it. Yeah, you can just read the titles. That's a good idea. Yeah, we're playing our own game, man. Our own game. I'd like to go on Twitch and speak with this guy, but I don't know if I think he's probably gone now. Yeah, it's gone. There are 0 viewers now, so he's probably gone. I'm sorry. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for joining. And see you soon. See you soon, boys. Okay, so for the one watching the stream, this was the Meet the Developers event, which is, let's say, kind of a 1-hour event that we do in game since many years, and we speak with the players that want to show up, and we just discuss with them. We get questions, we give some updates, and that's it. So I think that for now I will close this stream, and maybe I open another one for the development, but probably will be tomorrow. I don't think I will do another one tonight because it's already 11 o'clock, so if I start now, I will have like 1 hour, and in 1 hour I can't really do much. So I think I will see you tomorrow evening. Bye bye.